Welcome back to the Brandon K Show. This is a real show. Today we're going to talk about charity chat with the co-founders of Giftiply and my real sponsors. I'm here today with Patrick Feeny, good friend, longtime friend, co-founder of Giftiply, and also my cousin, Patrick Kling.
Hey everybody, pleasure to be here. I'm happy to finally be on a real show.
Live from the car. Thank you for joining us, Patrick and Patrick.
Pleasure to be here.
I was going to ask you guys, when should I do the sponsorship ad? Should I do it at the front of the show or in the middle or all throughout?
I think the show owner's choice.
All right, well, we're going to do the sponsorship ad now. The Brandon K Show is sponsored by Giftiply. Charity wrapping paper, flat packed for convenience, eco-friendly, and made in America. Ooh, I got the wrong one here. Each purchase includes a 33% donation to one of 8 incredible causes: American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Alex's Lemonade Stand for Childhood Cancer, Best Friends Animal Society for Pet Rescue and No-Kill Shelter, It Gets Better Project, LGBTQ Youth Empowerment, Give Kids the World in Orlando, Stand for the Silent, Bullying Prevention Organization, National Marrow Donor Program, formerly Be the Match. Utilize coupon code BKShow at checkout to save 25% off your entire order. Thank you, Giftiply. Thank you, Patrick and Patrick.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So many great causes. You want to tell us a little bit of how it all got started? Patrick? Feeny?
Yeah, sure. So we actually just finished our second season, which is really awesome. So our second year in business. Really all started not long before that, 2 years ago. Patrick Kling and I have known each other since his freshman year, I think my sophomore year of high school. We have a lot of history together, and I was out to dinner with him and his wife and my girlfriend at the time, and he was like, "Hey, what do you think about this idea?" And this was during COVID, and we were both struggling in our industries. Patrick coming from the theme park and themed entertainment industry, and me coming from the music industry and also manufacturing and warehousing and stuff like that, and a little bit of tech development. But we were both kind of out of work and thinking, what can we do to take control of our own lives? And Patrick had this harebrained scheme, and I'll kind of let him talk about how that came to fruition. But I was on board pretty early on with the idea. And, I'll let Patrick kind of say how it budded into what it is today. But yeah.
Yes, Patrick. How did you get this great idea for, eco-friendly wrapping paper? I know everyone needs that. 33% to charity. How did it all come together?
So, like Patrick alluded to, both of him and I were affected by the pandemic, our industry shutting down, mass layoffs, or just complete work holdouts. And both I and him were affected by that. And so, essentially, kind of just thought wanted to take my life and be in control of my own destiny a little bit. And so I started brainstorming business ideas, watching a lot of Shark Tank, all that.
That's right.
And luckily, my wife, Kia, was my first stop for ideas. And, I'd kind of picture different ideas. And a lot of them just maybe it was so far away from what I know. Like I had a toy idea. And I'm like, well, how do I know how to get a toy made? And that'd be a long process and arduous. And I figured I need to keep going down the list and figure something that I can actually do. Or that I would bring a pretty relevant skill sets to it. And so what happened was I was watching Shark Tank, and Lori, the queen of PBC, said something very relevant. She said, "I like to invest in products that people have to buy over and over again and that they don't cost a lot. So anybody can buy them." And that stuck with me in that moment. And I was like, kind of using a scrub daddy, washing the dishes. And I just literally looked around my living room and I thought, what is something that people buy all the time and is not expensive? And I looked down at we had a Christmas tree set up, and I looked at the gifts and I looked at the wrapping paper, and it had always bothered me. It's Christmas, it's a birthday, you're unwrapping presents, you get the big black trash bag out, it's all going in the landfill. Nobody knows if it's recyclable or not. And I'm like, well, there's got to be recycled wrapping paper. Like that'd be something interesting. And then I just thought about how, I've never known like anything about the designs of the wrapping paper that are in my design. I just get them, right? But wouldn't it be cool if you could know more about the artist? And then I thought, well, that all probably exists. Well, how do I get somebody to really care about this? What's going to be a value proposition that's going to be added to the paper? And I had just got off a conference call where we were talking about fundraising for the nonprofit I co-founded. And then I thought, well, if you tied the theme or the concept or the idea of a nonprofit to a wrapping paper design, there's probably some interesting stories that can come from that. And that's kind of where it started. And I don't want to say the rest is history, but that's the inception of it. And bounced the idea off a lot of different people, said, hey, does this make sense? And a lot of people said, hey, this sounds interesting. You should really pursue it. And that's when, Luke ran Patrick in, and really it was pretty embryonic at that point. And, us together really formed a nice baby.
That was my favorite part when you watched every episode of Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And I was there. I was there for a couple seasons, but also Shark Tank is about telling the story. That's like what it's all about. So you guys are telling the story of these charities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the idea.
And then I'll ask each of you, what makes you want to do charity, Patrick Feeny? Because I didn't get to say about Patrick Feeny is you have a lot of expertise in charities. You ran your own charity at one point. I've always heard about you doing good in the community. So what makes you want to do it?
Well, really, it started out as inspiration from my family. My mom has worked for my whole life, basically trying to enroll people from all different demographics and different healthcare and making sure that they have affordable healthcare. And so I remember being a kid going to healthcare enrollment events and stuff in the inner cities in Los Angeles and East Los Angeles and things like that. And I was always, and lots of charities are involved with that. So I was always sort of around that community. I've been playing music my whole life. I've been a part of different music scenes since as long as I can remember. And around 2008, when the big housing bubble popped in California and the unhoused population started to balloon into what it is today, first noticeably that I remember anyways was around then. Some friends and I, particularly in like the Southern California hardcore scene, noticed that and didn't really see that being talked about or interacted with socially the way that we thought it should be for how big it was becoming. So I had a friend that already kind of put together a little bit of a group of people that were thinking about this and kind of doing some boots on the ground work to
guys who are into hardcore music, who play hardcore music.
Yeah, they're just either part of the scene or they're in bands or they're promoters
and they wanted to do charity
or they're merchandisers
along with their concerts.
And they're like, well, we want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually generally a very socially active or socially minded thing anyways. It's like
hardcore music.
Tons of feminists, tons of vegans, tons of
punk
very
music too. Like
and
hardcore
like, punk.
Yeah, metal and punk.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole separate conversation. The definition of hardcore, but hardcore is a type of punk music. It comes from punk music for sure. It's just a different style, more aggressive, sort of moshy style.
So you got you got together with guys who were in bands.
Yeah, and also, like I said, promoters or even just prominent members of the scene, like people that I just were always at every show I went to, kind of thing.
What'd you do? What did you guys do? How did you help the community?
We got together and they had already made an organization called the We Still Believe nonprofit organization.
That's right.
And when I came on board, Brandon Kennedy's the name of the guy that really truly founded it or came up with the idea. Another Brandon K. Yeah. So you might have to fight with him for the title, but he already kind of had it going, just organized it loosely. But I came on board with him and we really, we got our 501c3. We networked with a lot of other local organizations, homeless shelters, food banks, things like that. And we went around and tried to assess their needs during that period and also put on shows. Our biggest show that we put on was called Mosh for Food. We did that 3 years in a row with me. They might have done one before me.
Mosh for Food. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so it was a canned entry or like one of the things that the shelter said they needed at the time were like feminine product kits, things like that. So you could bring in whatever was on the list and get into the show. And it was usually a 3-day festival with, dozens of bands volunteering their time or vendors coming and donating part of the proceeds of the merchandise they sell or whatever. But part of the idea was to just get people talking about it. And then after the show, we would actually have an event on Skid Row in LA where everyone that was at the show was invited to. Usually it was a mass feeding of some sort or a product distribution.
How many people showed up?
I mean, probably about between 60 and 100 people would be my recollection that we came.
And it was the people who were on Skid Row, or there's...
Oh, no, those were people that came from the shows.
Yeah, they came to a show on Skid Row to support the people who were...
Yeah, so the show would be at a venue, not on Skid Row, but then we would say we're doing an event. So we would have a food truck pull up on Skid Row and feed people.
So
and
great.
The idea was just to get people in that community interacting, to humanize the people that were on Skid Row, because how often do you have like a sort of controlled interaction with people living on the street?
Yeah.
And you realize that after having a short conversation with them, that there's not as much separation as you think between someone living on the street and you.
Exactly.
So
We're
that
all
was
the
sort
same.
of
We're all the same, and we all want food and love, and that's what charity is all about.
Yeah. And so we did that for 3 or 4 years. It was never anything meant to be profitable or super sustainable. There's obviously a lot of costs with putting on a music festival. So, but we were really happy with what we did at the time. And so it's always been a part of my heart, and I've always wanted to come back to the nonprofit world in one way or another.
Yeah.
So that's why when Patrick came to me with Giftiply, and Patrick has his own history with nonprofits and Patrick actually volunteered and did some work with We Still Believe as well. At this time, he came to an event we did at Disney, bringing workers with cognitive disabilities that worked for this organization in Anaheim to a Disney day, basically. And
awesome.
So Patrick participated in that.
Yeah, Patrick's very involved, and I always knew him to be giving him time to give kids the world, which is one of the people who now makes one of your wrapping papers. I got to work there a couple times myself, but Patrick, you want to tell us what makes you like to do charity?
Yeah, so I'll speak to my experience with when I moved to Orlando, Florida. That was about 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. I showed up and I had no job prospects. I had nothing, really had nothing at all. And essentially slept on my friend's couch while I figured out where I was going to live and to get some sort of a role doing something. And the industry that I was trying to pursue a job in was called themed entertainment or theme park design. So that's, people who design interesting live locations with themes around them. And that includes attractions and cruise lines and all sorts of cool stuff, resorts and all that. And so when I first moved to Orlando, there was an association out here, and I went to just a group meeting, kind of like a mixer bar at a bar. And I was just introducing myself, and I told people that I moved to Orlando. I also wanted to kind of volunteer. I just said I wanted to volunteer at some place because I've always wanted to do that, and now it felt like the right time to do that. And a woman introduced me to, she said, you got to look at the place called Give Kids the World. It's exactly what you're talking about. So I volunteered there. And for those that don't know what Give Kids the World is, it's when people say, or a child or a young adult who's under the age of 18, and they're granted a wish from a wish granting organization, with Make-A-Wish being the largest. They say, hey, I want to go to Disney World, or I want to go to Universal. And there, many years ago,
you got the child. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Just waiting. Oh yeah. So yeah, Give Kids the World is this great place in Orlando. I got to watch Patrick there. They actually let the kids come to the village. They actually have a village all set up with a couple rides, candy stores, ice cream stores, all kinds of entertainment and fun for them to go and take a trip with their family and live their dream for the week. And then they also could ask for a specific thing, like meeting a character or going to a specific theme park. And it's a really good organization.
Yeah, the cool thing about them too is they are equipped to deal with any amount of needs the family has, and they get to bring their basically entire extended family with them, so they can bring everyone. They get a place to stay. They have medical facilities that can take care of anything they need to take care of.
I believe they have a Santa's village, so they
have a Santa's
tuck
village.
you in at night or something with Santa and the reindeer. And then they have themed days. So they have like a pirate day and a Christmas day
Yeah,
as like a parade or like the whole day. Or
really
I got to
awesome.
work one of those. But so what has it been like working with them?
That's been cool. We have some really interesting concepts from them artistically. Like, so,
Want to pull some of the paper out? You have their paper?
I have one of their greeting cards actually.
Oh, let's pull this out.
Let's see. So this design and one of the papers that complements it, or did I not bring it? I thought I brought it.
Did we lose Patrick?
He'll be back in 10 minutes, he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we want to hear about your relationships with these 8 charities. I'm going to name them off, all these charities. Well, I already did.
Sorry, I don't have it. I thought I did.
Oh, it's okay. It's really good wrapping paper. You can find it on like Give Kids the World. You know the website?
It's just the best place to find it is giftiply.com.
Oh, giftiply.com is where you find the wrapping paper. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And all this stuff, but all the cool stuff and all the bunnies and everything and what the village does, you can find on their website. And I'll post
Yeah, our website also has a page dedicated to each of our partners where you can watch a video, you can read, or link to their resources to learn more about all the individual partners. Giftiply.com/partners.
Yeah. So you guys picked the charities that, meant the most to you. You picked.
Yeah, so the idea too is that each, like Patrick was talking about before, storytelling is a big part of our background and goal with this to do philanthropic work through inspiring art, which is sort of one of our phrases. And we every design we have is inspired in some way, some pretty literally, some more abstractly, by the mission of our nonprofit partners. So
Let's check it out. Let's check out the art.
Sure. So here's one I have open already. Cool shark bag. So like this design is for the Wildlife Conservation Network, WCN.
It's got some awesome animals on there. Who does that art?
This was designed by Morgan Richardson, who's a really awesome artist. He's done lots of theme park work, and he also just does tons of super awesome animal art. This is very stylistically him. And he's actually the artist that connected us with this partner, so we were grateful for that. So, like, yeah, here's an example.
And that's the organization that does what?
Wildlife Conservation Network is an international wildlife preservation and environmental preservation organization. They operate.
They save animals?
Yeah, so they support like on the ground organizations in like South America or Africa, and they have specific programs that
For all these animals that are getting like, hurt?
Like they have it's just conservation. Like they have a specific snow leopard program, pangolin program.
Snow leopard. Is the snow leopard endangered?
It's very endangered, yeah. They're
he's on there, right?
Yep, he's right here. We also have a snow leopard design. I don't have it with me, but
that one's awesome.
That one's really awesome. That's actually our
might be able to find it on the site. I'd like to show the audience the snow leopard.
It's called Let It Snow Leopards. But the cool thing about WCN is their donations don't go toward their operation overhead. Their operation overhead is funded separately. So 100% of any dollar you donate to WCN actually goes to the causes that they are working to.
I think that's great.
It's
I think
really
people
awesome.
love to hear that.
Yeah.
How about this one?
So this one is a design we did. It's one of our first designs we did actually for now the
this has got
NMPD.
These are little DNA snowflakes, so you can't really see it too well. But these snowflakes are made of DNA, so that has to be the match, right?
Yeah, so Be the Match is
Or also
changed
known
their name
as,
to the National Marrow Donor Program.
Yes.
They are a congressionally sanctioned nonprofit that is in charge of managing the National Bone Marrow Registry. And they actually do it internationally too. They do it in Mexico and other countries as well. So anyone that needs cellular therapy, you can go to nmpd.org, I believe. It's bad that I don't know the URL.
It's okay.
I think it's .org.
I'll hope to link them all.
Okay, great. And you can get a kit, and they swab your cheek. And if you go in their registry, and if you're matching someone that is in need of a marrow transplant, they hook you up and they take your bone marrow, and you can actually save people's lives.
We got more here. This is the suicide prevention one. This is the one I bought because I'm all about mental health, and suicide is a real problem. So tell us about that one some.
Yeah, AFSP was one of our first partners we got. Someone we actually went to high school with at the time worked for them in San Diego, and they're a really awesome organization. They were really critical on passing the 988 legislation, the suicide hotline, basically.
Oh, perfect.
The mental health crisis number that just got funded, I think last year.
Was that 211?
988.
Oh, it's 988. Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And they do other outreach programs, advocacy. They do events, fundraising. They offer services for mental health crisis and stuff like that. They're really great. They're a national organization. We work specifically with the San Diego chapter.
So instead of calling the suicide hotline, you just dial 988?
988, it's like a mental health crisis hotline, basically.
Yeah.
So
And,
if you're
you call them, and they'll pretty much talk you through whatever you're going through. I've called them myself.
Yeah, they'll give you resources. They'll
talk you through your night.
So it's not just suicide, though, right? I mean, it's like
suicide prevention is the goal. I mean, is the goal, but
anxiety, things like
anything that's going to cause you to do anything to harm yourself or others.
Okay.
They'll ask you, like, are you about to hurt yourself? Are you
Yeah.
about to hurt somebody else? And then they'll work it out from there. But like, if something was very immediate, they would probably send someone over right away.
Yeah, no, there's that, but then there's also for people that maybe aren't struggling themselves, but they have someone in their life that they're struggling with, and they don't know how to help someone in that state, which can be difficult to manage if a loved one is struggling. And so they do a lot to like teach people about the signs to look for if someone's in a mental health crisis.
Yeah. Along those lines, you got the Stand for the Silent Bullying Intervention Organization.
Yeah, so Stand for the Silence.
Do you have wrapping paper for them?
I don't have any of their designs.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Stand for the Silence.
There it is. We found the snow leopard. He's up on the screen. He's so cute.
Yeah.
He's gotta be one of my favorites.
Ignacio is one of our best artists too. Ignacio did all of the graphic design for our website too. He's a brilliant artist. But I mean, it's hard to argue with that adorable snow leopard. And there's a lot of cool, intricate, like little Easter egg stuff. Like the snow leopard is a Himalayan animal, so those are all Himalayan plants in there. So there's like a lot of cool detail that went into these designs.
And on that note, there's something on the other side of the paper.
Oh yeah, good point.
That has something I want to hear about. It's a whole like machine, like a Giftiply making machine with a barcode. Here, can you hold it up for the camera?
Yeah. So our
Oh,
there we go. So the inside of the paper, we figured the last real innovation on the inside of wrapping paper was the grid lines, which we included here. But this is one of our awareness spreading tools that we try to do and get it up close.
Oh, all right, there we go.
Oh, careful, bud. I got it right.
All right, so you can talk through it.
You can also see it on the website if you click the button on the picture. I can explain that quickly.
Yeah, why don't you explain it, because we can't hear Brandon.
Yeah, so the idea on the inside is that no one's really innovated on that space on the inside of wrapping paper, and it's sort of a non-invasive way to put someone in the mindset of giving when they're receiving something, which is kind of a cool idea. And so there's information about the nonprofit logo on the back, and there's a QR code you can scan to come into our online environment and learn more about the partner that inspired the design and make an instant donation yourself if you so wish.
This one's got to be Best Friend Animal Society, right? The kitties.
Meowie Cat Miss.
So that's the animal rescue and no-kill shelters.
Yeah,
they're really cute cats with Christmas in a Christmas tree.
Yep.
Really cool.
They're
That's all the ones you brought today. That's all the ones you brought today besides the cards. So tell us about the cards too.
Yeah, so the greeting cards too. You know, we really want to add more. We have 4 greeting cards now.
Show it to the camera.
But
yeah, look at that.
They're pretty cool. Also sustainable, just like all of our products. But this was one we did called Best Friends by the Fire. The artist that did this one, Cara Levine, is really awesome. She did a ton of our designs. But cool design on the front, blank in the middle, write whatever you want. And then again, information about the partner on the back, QR code to learn more and make instant donation if you so wish. With our proud Giftiply machine.
Do the artists donate their time when they create these?
No, we pay our artists.
You pay your artists?
Yeah.
Okay.
We pay them a flat fee now. We hope one day to be doing enough volume where we can give them a piece of commission, but right now we pay them up front. So yeah, Best Friends by the Fire, really cool design. They come in these packs right here, packs of 3 cards with
that machine
3 envelopes. Again. Yeah,
on the back.
Nice.
This one is pretty cool. Designer was named Sally J. Sparrow, and they were actually a designer on RuPaul's Drag Race, and this is little drag queens.
Is that for the LGBTQ? What was that one called again?
The It Gets Better project.
It Gets Better project, and they help with?
They're LGBTQIA plus youth community and services.
Community and services.
Yeah. So they're really awesome. And then also, the idea is to have companion cards for paper. So this is another National Maradona program, formerly Be the Match design, with a greeting card pack that is sort of goes along with the design. So
yeah, and I think I don't know if we mentioned Alex's Lemonade Stand for childhood cancer.
Yeah, super awesome partner, Alex's Lemonade Stand, founded by a 4-year-old named Alex Scott who had a neuroblastoma. She had cancer herself and decided she wanted to raise money for children with cancer and did a lemonade stand, raised about $2,000. And when she said, well, do you want to donate this money to other children with neuroblastoma? She said, no, I want it to go to any kid with any kind of cancer because we're all sort of in the same boat, which is super inspirational.
Wow.
We have a great video on our website, on their partner page that goes over the whole story. Unfortunately, Alex passed away at the age of 8, about 4 years after she started, but she inspired enough people to be a part of her lemonade stand network that she raised over $1 million for charity by the time she was 8 years old before she unfortunately passed.
Incredible.
So learn about Alex's Lemonade Stand. Super great organization.
Yeah. So, I wrote a rap about this.
Oh, you did? Oh, let's hear it.
I wrote a rap. I would like to. Is Patrick on the phone still?
I believe so.
Okay. So
Can you give me 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Then I can really interact.
I'm gonna do a rap.
I'm listening in. I'm listening in, but I'm about to get into a better spot.
Hey, I wrote this at Christmas time. Oh, I got my Giftiply because it's Christmas time. I got my Giftiply because it's Christmas time. Yo, this year I'm recommending Giftiply because they keep kids in mind. Plus, it's eco-friendly. I know saving lives and being kind isn't always trending, but this year my Christmas cheer will feel much less empty. Yeah. This year, I'm not going to be sad. I'm going to go visit my mom and I'm going to visit my dad. And we're going to talk about all the great times that we had. And I'm not going to have to go to the store to buy gift wrap because all of my presents will already be wrapped. I won't have to buy my dad some sad sack or badly wrapped bag of crap. No, this year, everyone's going to be like, what's up with that? That's my Giftiply I bought for $12 a pack. And I'm going to go buy more. You can go order it now from their online store. And it comes in different causes, too. You can order all these different causes, too. The last thing I'll ask you is, what would Santa Claus do? And then, yes, thank you.
That was pretty awesome. Great job.
Yeah, I worked hard on that. And I remembered it.
It shows. That's great. That's what I mean.
I know. I thought I might bust that out today. Let's see. Well, I wanted to ask Patrick when he comes back, but I'm going to ask you to start. What advice do you have for those who want to be charitable? Yes.
Sure. Well, really, it's just whatever you think you're comfortable with doing. I mean, there are obviously people that can just write checks to organizations, and they appreciate that for whatever cause is important to you. But for those that can't just write a check, which was sort of the part of the inspiration for Giftiply to expand philanthropy to people that can't necessarily afford just to write a check every month or every year to a partner.
Then
there's
time.
And there's time. You can donate your time if that's something you have. But the other thing is just look. Companies are very give back minded. They exist out there. So if you just find a cause you care about, I'm sure you can find a bunch of corporate partners that support those causes. Like Alex's Lemonade Stand, for example, Aldi does huge work for them. They do a big fundraiser every year. So you can go on Aldi's website and find out how they give to Alex's Lemonade Stand, how you can participate just by shopping there. If you shop there anyway, that's great. Giftiply, if you need to.
I'm just wrapping up for you. No, you're just going to say more. I'm just going to say, look for companies that are charity minded, and then your money is going to go to charities and go towards good causes instead of maybe some corporations who don't go as much to charities.
Yeah, it's just a way to do it. If there are products you buy anyway, and you find out that by buying this product, I can be assured that a certain percentage or whatever goes to help that cause or promote the awareness of it, then.
You mentioned Tom's shoes.
Yeah, well, Tom's was like one of one for one, buy one give one
Oh, was it?
models.
So what does that mean? Like a full shoe? Would
If you
go?
buy a pair of shoes, then they would donate a pair of shoes to
They would give
people in need.
shoes to people.
Yeah. So they were one of them. Omaze is another organization that sort of really pioneered the corporate giving model, sort of, so to speak, where the giving is sort of inherent to it. Like, because there's a lot of companies too, and it's not to shame these companies at all. I think it's great that even if they give 1% or 0.5%,
Yeah.
but Giftiply wanted philanthropy to be a core part of it, so we went with 33%. Which is significant. So, there's a whole world of information out there. Part of it is just self-educating, thinking about how your dollar, which is the biggest vote you have in America,
Yeah.
can go to help things that you care about, and encourage other companies to expand their philanthropic component. Because the more you buy philanthropically minded, the more companies are going to make that.
Yeah, you told me at the Denny's that your goal is to make people think about philanthropy in a different context. So
Yeah.
the idea is that they might think, "Oh, I can't do anything to help people," but they're already buying stuff, and maybe they just need to share links more often, click on links more often, or just invest in companies that give back to charity.
Well, yeah. Well, and also you got to think that nonprofits are service providers. They're not. They are fundraisers. They have fundraising wings, but they're not businesses. They're not marketers. So even just by following charities that you care about, interacting with their posts, helping them get higher up in the algorithms, becoming their audience, you're helping them for real. So it's all good. There's no act too small that you can do to help bolster these organizations that really do great work.
Now, here's a personal question I had for you.
Oh, wow.
You've dedicated your life to charity and hardcore rock music in a lot of ways. So, what do you like better, charity or hardcore metal?
I have to choose.
You don't have to choose,
No,
but
they're,
I just wanted to put that out there.
I mean, if I could give all my time to giving back, that's what I would do. I would still listen to metal and hardcore and all kinds of other music, but
Will you come on the show and play some music?
yeah, if you'll play with me.
Ooh, that's tough. That'll be fun. So, Patrick Kling on the phone. Do you have anything to add to what we all said about all the different charities?
No, I think Pat had a lot of good.
Oh, he's freezing. You're freezing a little bit, but I was gonna ask anything we missed that you'd like to throw in?
Oh, sorry. You can't hear me?
Now we can. Anything we
now
missed?
you can. Okay, great.
Yeah.
No, just to maybe double down on what Pat said is that, it seems like as consumers, we want to have choices, and we want to make it easy for people to know, okay, I'm going to purchase this and it's going to be recyclable or it's compostable. And they just know that by buying a Giftiply product that they're making a difference, and for charities and for that. So no, just Pat covered it quite well. And also that rap was amazing. I really appreciate that.
I'm glad you heard it. So
I heard every word. Yeah.
Along those lines, to talk about supporting these charitable companies. So, how has it been to create this business? How have you found it challenging? And what have you learned in the business area of things?
Yeah. Oh, so much. We definitely, one of the things Patrick and I have kind of almost like a mantra has been, let's let the experts be experts. Patrick and I are great at what we're great at. We're creative people. We're good storytellers. We're good at working with artists to come up with brand aligned art, things like that. But as far as marketing goes, or, bringing a product to market, we definitely this was not just Patrick and I, it was a whole army of people that we worked with to make this happen. Our artist network alone, like over 15 people that we worked with to come up with our designs, and we worked with great social media people to help our social media look as good as it does. And
super awesome site. So, and also Giftiply on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff to look at.
Yeah, we worked with a great development house to get our site looking as good as it does. So I think having the humility to take in lots of different perspectives and digest them with the respect they deserve, like giving other people a voice in our sort of child, which is hard to do sometimes, really benefited us. So I think that was a key takeaway. From a business standpoint, I think if I had to go back and do it over again, I might have diversified our products a little bit, or expanded the product line to be more than just sort of one thing. We saw this as a proof of concept, so it would have been, I think, better to maybe cast a wider net. So maybe just taking your time, improving your concept slowly, and building small over time instead of like kind of trying to blow it. The thing is, Patrick and I talked to 40, 50 different nonprofits. All of them were really great, but we were really, really humbled by the 8 amazing national nonprofits that we got that were willing to take a gamble on us, waive requirements for working with startups to, help our dream come to reality. So because of that, we were like, well, we got to really try and blow it out of the water, because we've got some of the best charities in the country willing to believe in us. So we took that and ran pretty far with this singular idea. Whereas if we said, we've got this great thing in our pocket, let's maybe go more slowly and test things more thoroughly, that might have served us better. But we're really happy with how the product turned out, that said. But if I'm trying to be critical about how we operated the last 2 years and say what key learnings we have that other people could maybe avoid, then that would be my advice: is go slow, prove your concept, start small, snowball into something bigger.
Here Solomon has a question.
Yeah. So I was actually thinking about that when I'm looking at the gift stuff online. Are you still at some point going to look at doing something different with the product line, expanding it, getting into something else?
Yeah, absolutely. We're so we kind of need to turn over this inventory that we do have now to basically get funding to expand the products, but we would like to expand way more into the gift space, gift boxes, gift bags, rolls of paper. There's a lot of people that really miss the rolls.
Yeah, that was one of my other questions.
Yeah, so part of the reason, so we haven't really kind of hammered in too hard on the sustainability component, but I'm an avid outdoorsman. Patrick's also very sustainably minded. No criticism of companies that do this, but we don't need charity wrapping paper to be sitting on a boat from China coming over. We don't need to use toxic inks that can't go into that can't biodegrade.
Right.
So that's why we went with the flat pack. It doesn't have the roll. Our paper is printed on newsprint on old actual newsprinting machines.
Oh, wow.
It uses soy-based ink. Newsprint is the most recyclable paper. You can recycle it up to 11 times. Again, you can throw that in your compost. You can recycle it.
And hopefully reuse it for another gift.
Or reuse it for another gift, yeah. And we also have, and it's like boutique quality, so you could even use it as like craft paper. But even our package comes in this like little plastic, and this is actually PLA, which is made of corn. It's starch based.
What? The plastic's made of corn?
Yeah, so you can throw that in the compost as well.
What?
But
are you saying that in a regular wrapping paper, the cardboard just goes into the landfill?
Well, cardboard can be recyclable unless it's treated, but the problem is a lot of paper, like especially with the glossy finish or the shiny materials, it's not actually recyclable. There's a good amount of recyclable paper out there on the market, but this is the most recyclable, and we think that that's a good product, and it's the closest to our heart. But we need to, in a way, embrace progress over perfection. So if we add the cardboard roll, which itself is, even though it might be wasteful necessarily in one sense to have the roll, it's still recyclable, and it's something people are more used to. So we can still come up with a recyclable paper on a roll and hit our sustainability targets, and because that's a core component of what we're trying to do.
And in terms of the designs, I noticed there's some Christmas ones and there's some more generic ones. When you guys interact with your artists, do you sort of say, hey, we'd like to do a Christmas paper, or just one that's sort of generic for any holiday, any birthday?
Yeah, so another learning we have is we would maybe have more literal occasion designs. So right now we have two sort of buckets. There's holiday and then there's
Everything else.
evergreen. So even, we don't have one with Santa Claus on it, which is a big thing. That's actually feedback we got from customers, like, oh, this is great, but I need the gift.
Santa Claus.
The gift is from Santa, and it needs to have Santa on it.
Got it. Yeah.
Or, like a happy anniversary paper or a card or whatever. So we would kind of hit more of those traditional categories just for the proof of concept. We kind of tried to throw larger nets. But when we work with the artists, we would actually work with a partner as well, because they're a brand like any other company, and they have brand guidelines. They have do's and don'ts. They have wants and don't wants. So we would first meet with the partner and sort of be like, here's our vision for what we think a design, or the story that we think we could tell with wrapping paper about your mission. And they would, give feedback or give their own ideas. Obviously, a holiday time is sort of the Super Bowl of gift wrap year. So go Niners. But
yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I know. But,
Sorry, buddy.
They so obviously we wanted a lot of holiday designs. Some of our best work, I think, are our holiday designs.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And we have the most. Thank you. And we have the most of that. But we definitely would like to expand in other categories. And the artists we tried to have in some way related to the cause. So we had LGBTQ artists do the LGBTQ organizations.
Absolutely.
We have even like I mentioned before, Morgan Richardson, the artist that did our WCN design, actually connected us with that partner, and we got that partner through our relationship with him. So
a lot goes into all this. You got to go to fairs and sell. You got to try to get in stores, sell online. So much goes into this. Patrick, on the phone, what was some business advice you might share with our audience?
Yeah, and I think Patrick spoke to it a little bit. We're in a unique position where we're a holiday product, right? Wrapping mostly, right? And a lot of products do have a big holiday bump, but ours specifically is a big holiday bump. So I would say, in regards to what Patrick was speaking to earlier and design wise, and then I'll answer your question. I feel like our sweet spot is that snow leopard design, where that could work for holidays and it looks really great. But it also can work throughout the year. So I think that's probably where we're going to go in future designs, is try to kind of fit in both sides, so that it could be great for holidays and then also good for a birthday. And so that's a learning you're going to have when we do a paper.
Are you
now,
gonna,
my overall
are you
advice to
have
somebody
more
who's
Santa?
starting a business.
Are you going to bring more Santa to your paper someday?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a unique. I don't know if this is a family show, but there's a unique characteristic about Santa where, usually Santa doesn't have branded gift wrap paper that he has. And so there's probably a bigger thought of that if we really are targeting children at Christmas, you don't want to have it branded as Giftiply, right? Maybe it needs to be Santa's workshop. Like, do we do a fun little cute design on the back that has Santa Claus doing something at the workshop? And, there's probably something to that where we could do Santa. I think that Give Kids the World would be a slam dunk for that. In general, I don't think we when you're using the different IPs of the different nonprofits or the intellectual property, trying to tie it to specific holiday stuff, that's a challenge in and of itself. But I think we did a decent enough job if you look at our designs online and the different ways we handled them.
Such great designs. I mean, I know for Christmas, I would take any, you don't really think about what it is on it for wrapping paper. Like, I've always seen all different colors of wrapping paper on Christmas. So.
Yeah. But I really do love our holiday specific designs. They're great. For starting a business, I definitely recommend that you have some sort of knowledge of, you go work for a corporation or a job where you get a foundational understanding of the process. So while Pat and I had never worked as a wrapping paper designers or as a manufacturer or XYZ, we have a lot of transferable skills from on the creative side, on handling intellectual property, licensing. Pat has a ton of manufacturing experience. You definitely want to be coming together in something that you do now. So if you're I'm going to start a company that designs T-shirts. If you're not a designer, you have no idea of any thought of that, your road's going to be much more difficult. So I do think it's important to bring some transferable skills to the table. And like Patrick said, to start slow. I wouldn't recommend a seasonal business that's kind of like this. I would recommend something that you can, you don't need to do that much forecasting. You can order a line of t-shirts. Let's say it's a t-shirt company. You have some cool designs. To prove your concept of, you can do drop shipping where you basically don't invest anything and you have designs being uploaded and printed on demand, right? So there's ways of doing that where, you can do things that are very risk-free. So lower your risk as much as possible. I think it's the best
Didn't I see you guys on TV, Patrick?
advice.
You did.
You were
We were on multiple spots.
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah, we were on the news multiple spots. Pat was on in Orange County in LA, and I was on over here in Orange County. We were on San Francisco. We had a big media our press push in our first year, which was interesting, and so yeah, that was fun. And the product out there.
The feedback is always positive. Everybody's like into it. They wanna support it, and they want to get you on the show and talk about it, right?
Yeah, particularly during the holiday time, people really kind of get the concept and love promoting it. So that's great.
And I think that like when it comes to the idea of the wrapping paper is that where I envision our company going in the wrapping paper and the gift segment is when people go to a store and they might be looking for wrapping paper. Like they're looking for it and they know where to go. They're going to go to the stationery aisle at a Walgreens or a CVS or a Rite Aid or a Walmart or a Target. And so I think that our brand can fit really nicely in that section where people are already doing it, and we have that cool brand differentiator for it. What we've mostly done, we do have a few wholesale. We are in a few stores, but really we focused on direct to consumer online, and that's a big challenge. Being direct to consumer for a product that it's not like we have a million products on our website like Amazon does. We have wrapping paper, right? And we had very surprising orders. People ordering $200, $300 worth of wrapping paper, which is cool. Really, it's people coming in. They find this and think it's cool. They think it's unique. But I think we need to put it in the hands of the people where they're already trying to get wrapping paper, and that's where I think the future is for us. Not that yeah.
Here.
Yeah, the future is bright. Keep the hope alive. It's awesome. It's doing great. I thank you for sponsoring the Brandon K Show.
Happy to do it.
That's what's most important.
Happy to do it.
And on a personal note, I've been hanging out with these guys since I was a teenager. We'd always be hanging out at Six Flags, going on all kinds of adventures. Remember in the line at Six Flags when we used to do improv comedy?
Yes.
You guys remember that? You guys taught me improv comedy.
Once upon a time, man.
Because I didn't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
But we have a segment on the show. It's bad improv. It's bad improv. It's bad improv. Or maybe it's good. Could be good.
I love that.
So, Patrick,
it will be good.
I'll give you some options. We could do a scene, we could do questions, or we could do an alphabet game. What should the three of us do right here?
I think we should do a questions only game, and we should have a scene or something or a word that's associated with it.
It has to be, it has to be affiliated with like Giftiply wrapping paper. We could.
Okay, yeah, we could do a holiday theme, and I think that what should happen is that we do one-on-one, and then if you do not ask a question, you get buzzed out, and then you're replaced by the other person, and a new scene happens.
All right, well, I'll take that suggestion. We'll start with how about me on Patrick Kling.
All right. Well, then so just to set this up for the audience, questions only is a game where we are going to be doing a little bit of scene work for you, and we are only able to ask questions of one another. And in a perfect world, these are related. They're the scene's going and it's happening. And then if one of us mess up, we get buzzed out, and then the next person replaces and so forth. So that's how you play questions only.
That's right. Are you ready to start?
Are you? No, let's do yes. I'm ready to start.
That was okay.
That's not. No, we're not starting like that. Let's do it.
Where did all this paper come from?
You never heard of Santa?
Where? Why is it all pink?
What's your favorite color?
Don't you know my favorite color is yellow and blue?
Those are colors?
You never heard of yellow and blue?
Have you seen those on wrapping paper before?
Where else would I see them?
Santa. So,
Yeah,
I messed up.
got him. I never
I will
win.
say you should have been buzzed out earlier on in that round. We need to get a faster buzzer over going
This
here.
is my show,
Those were
my real show.
all right, fair enough. Those were fine now.
That's all good. Well, I guess it's mano y mano, me and Patrick now. Where did all this wrapping paper come from? Do
When's the last time you bought wrapping paper?
you remember the 80s?
How could I forget?
Did you know I was born in 1985?
How would I know that?
Aren't you my friend?
Why would you think that?
Haven't we had some good times?
Isn't that debatable?
Why are you mean to me?
Don't you think it's a good strategy to try and trip you up?
Well, where am I?
How am I supposed to know that?
I keep wanting to say don't. I'm gonna tap out there. I'm gonna tap out there. Yep.
All right.
Exactly. I couldn't do it. The pressure was building, but yeah, there you go. Feeny's the winner. There you go.
Well, no, we're still going. No, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, we're running out of time here. But
Out of time. Okay. Well, we'll do it off air then. We'll do it off air because I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah, send a Zoom link later and we'll jump in.
Yeah.
A lot of good times in those Six Flags lines. Playing some. We could do it. We could do letters. Real quick, a round of letters. A, B, C, D. I'll start. Are you ready, Patrick?
Boy, am I.
Cow.
Dung.
Everyone needs to actually contribute to the scene, not just name words.
For real?
Great idea.
How about we go purchase some Giftiply wrapping paper off the website?
I think that's a great idea.
Just go to giftiply.com.
Kids of all ages and adults will enjoy this wrapping paper.
Let's do it.
My favorite is the snow leopard.
No, really?
paper.
Obviously.
Plus, they have these cards you can buy.
Quickly go right now to giftiply.com. That's giftiply.com for make your purchase.
Recyclable and compostable.
Still, I want to thank you guys for being my sponsor and being on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brandon.
Usually I wouldn't come to this, but I'm glad I'm here.
Very happy to have you.
What do we do now?
Xylophone.
Yes, we will
Excellent
bring the
question.
xylophone in here in a minute. But first, we need to finish this game.
Zoos and aquariums are an important story, and we definitely have a lot of animals as part of our design. So check them out; they're fantastic.
You guys got 2 pet organizations. Yes, or the game's done. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Animals, yeah. Yes,
we do.
Friends Animal
Animals.
Society.
Did you enjoy our game, Solomon?
I was laughing the whole time.
Just bad, right?
Okay,
Bad
good.
improv.
Yeah.
Bad improv always a
we
winner.
did. Bad improv.
Yeah, buddy. I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna say that next March or in March, I'm gonna have Patrick Kling on again. We're gonna talk about probably Giftiply. We're gonna talk about dream building. We're gonna talk about theme parks and Disney because he's very into, like we talked about, he's very into that. We were at all about the theme parks. Gonna talk about that in March. Happy to have that happen. Patrick Feeny here has agreed to be on the show doing some music. I'm going to make that happen at some point.
That's great.
And next week on the Brandon K Show, we're going to talk about children of the future with my friend Crow. Crow did this tattoo. Have you guys seen my tattoo yet?
I haven't even seen that.
Dude, check that out, bro.
Wow.
I got the Disney caterpillar on my arm, blowing the Beatles quote. I wanted this for 10 years.
Wow. When'd you get it? It looks fresh.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Crow made it happen. We're gonna talk tattoos. We're gonna talk.
Right.
He's also into charity. He helps the kids.
Give the kids tattoos. Give kids tattoos. Give kids the tattoo.
Thanks for joining me. Thank you for our sponsor, Giftiply. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.